Yeah, the recorded one. Okay, so let me see how to record it. I need a record button. Oh, okay, I think I'm recording right now, right? Oh yeah, I'm recording right now. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining today's event. And today I'm going to share with you the process of making kind of like some progress of my game. It's called Starshine, and I'm going to show you my process. Okay, so the second one, who are we or who am I? Yeah, my name is Dominique, and I'm the founder and CEO of Hummingbirdsday. And right now I started my own kind of game, experimental science educational game project. And then I had 11 years of product design experience. And I'm also the organizer for XReality meetup. And I just launched the first version of Starshine AR space game iOS app on the App Store. And I'm also the founder of Hummingbirdsday, for 4 years. Before I was one of the NASA social media influencer program member. And then I also speak the event speakers, one of the event speakers in educators in VR. Okay, so I was very, I was really inspired by Will Smith's quote. It says, "You say I'm gonna lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid, and you do that every single day, and soon you will have a wall." So so pretty much my whole process was laying one brick every day. Like do something that you can do every day. Because we know that if we want to achieve something that is impossible, we have to start with something that within our ability, maybe a little bit out of our ability. So we have to keep learning a little bit every day. But by doing every little thing that you can do every day, you can pretty much build a wall probably after a few years. Yeah. Okay, so the reason why everything starts and the birth of Starshine was I got invited to join one of the NASA launch campaigns on January 7th this year. Just like at the beginning of this year, I was invited to join one of the NASA Earth campaign. So I drove like 1 hour north from Santa Monica, and I even lived in a hotel just because the next day it was like a 6 or 7 a.m. event. So I have to live there. And then next day I just drove my car to NASA and then watch their press online, and then took a bunch of photos, record a lot of videos, and showing how great NASA is. And pretty much I got a badge of media press. So because I got some a big number of social media followers, so that's why I got invited. And then I was so impressed by how amazing that the technology is. And since I am really interested in XR, I was thinking about how can I integrate XR with technology or science, because I found the opportunity here. So as a result, I start creating.
And let me play among the stars. Let me see.
I create a lot of stuff for NASA after the event.
In other words,
I post on TikTok, post on LinkedIn, and I post on Instagram. Yeah, I even made a little creepy because during that time, I think Spark AR, the technology, I learned Spark AR first because like on Facebook and Instagram, they kind of build another face filters for creators to create a lot of different face filters. And unlike Snapchat, they use a software called Lens Studio. They are kind of the same, and Lens Studio was, I would say, much mature than Spark AR. Pretty much, I would say that Spark AR is kind of inspired by Lens Studio. So yeah, and the reason why I start with Spark AR was because Spark AR was designed more for developers. You see, like they have like some coding, right? Like I would say, I would feel like that Lens Studio, like Snapchat's face filter, was more for 3D artists and content creators. And for me, I was something in between. I can create some content, but I want to customize a lot of stuff on my own through coding. So, I mean, I think both are really nice. And as for Lens Studio, they are targeting super young people, like I would say teenagers to college student. And Facebook, I would say target more, like, I don't want to say old people, but people probably around like 20, 30, 40, or 50, you can target a wide range of people. So that's why I feel like, to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of friends. I think only 1 or 2 friends on Snapchat. So that's why I had a lot of friends on Facebook. So that's why I think, yeah, maybe start with Spark AR since I'm kind of not that young. And then I love to customize a lot of cool stuff. So that's why I start with Spark AR, and I fall in love with it. And last year, I pretty much designed a lot of different games, different experiment games, and I got a lot of followings and likes and views. I got like, I create a shark game. Pretty much you use your head and kind of, like move around your head, and you can make the shark eating either bills or plastic bags. And that tutorial was like attract around a lot of people. So I got 13K views on YouTube for that tutorials. And later on, I just want to keep creating a lot of AR lens. I got a lot of encouragement. So I create this one for NASA, and I show to people working in NASA, and they just like, wow, this is pretty cool. Because I mean, if you go to NASA and you see their social media, you will see like, oh, they have some media press. And especially when you go to NASA's website, you'll feel like it's bombarded with all the informations and a lot of stuff. I feel like, I want to download a lot of NASA 3D assets. And if you go to NASA and you want, like, they have an archive section for 3D assets. If you go there, you will find out that, yeah, actually, it's not really appealing, and all the 3D models looks outdated. So, I mean, I think there are a lot of opportunities, especially for NASA to kind of like, make their site even compelling, make all the learning experience even compelling. Yeah, so, and pretty much you use your phone and you scan, and you can see the video on top of the pamphlet. So this, I was using XReality. So yeah, I create a poster, and you can scan the barcode. Once you scan the barcode, you can see the video on top of the pamphlet. Yeah, I think it is pretty cool. So I create a lot of stuff besides those. Yeah, but those are kind of like, we got a pretty good, views on LinkedIn and on different social medias. And I think, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, if you create something AR or VR, people kind of wanna, view it, or people wanna share it. And I think these types of experience are really, really good for technology, especially like space industry or like science industry. Yeah. So yeah, and then after that, I was thinking about, I want to do more about, like XR for science, XR for education. So so I was like planning about what's next, what's my next move. And then during that time was I ran a dedicated desk in WeWork in Santa Monica, Broadway. So during that time, I happened to met a person. He pretty much worked in SpaceX, and we kind of had a chat, and he kind of inspired me by like, hey, SpaceX, we are going to launch 2 NASA astronauts, Bob and Doug, to ISS. Why not like May 23rd or 27th? Why not you create an AR app for this event? You might get some traction because you see like SpaceX, like we have a lot of people follow us and do free art, fan art for us. Why not you use this opportunity and then kind of create some stuff for us? I was like, yeah, sure. I always fascinated with like what SpaceX do, and I really admire Elon Musk. Always, like doing something impossible, and he say something and he actually execute it, and he finish it. He can bring our civilization into a higher level. And I think, if I want to do something for free or for fun, for hobby, I would definitely want to do something that can help human beings, or like it can kind of upgrade everyone's vision, or doing something that really help for the society, rather than another, pretty face filters, with some beautiful makeup. I think this might be something that I want to do. Because you can always choose your, like, the thing that you put your times on, right? And if I want to put and devote and contribute my time to something, I want to do something that can contribute the society and the world. So that's why I say, yes, I want to create an AR app for this event. And the event deadline is May 23rd. So during that time was like, January, sometime mid-January. So that's why I was like, 5 months, around 5 to 6 months, I have to finish this app. That is possible. That is possible. I told myself, even though I kind of like at the beginner level of Unity, but I told myself I can do it. I can do it. So later on, after 6 months, I self-taught everything. I self-taught Unity, menu, animation, all the stuff you can imagine, an app needs to have. So I create, and with the help of all my friends, I got some 3D model help from Jeff, and I got some business help from JT, and then finally after 5 to 6 months, I finished and I actually launched on the iOS store. So this is the trailer. The background is Santa Monica Beach. So you can see all the rocket launch process. See all the information. and different missions in ISS. It's kind of like a simulation AR game with some information inside. Yeah, and you can enter the AR mode and see ISS Santa Monica Beach. Yeah, so the reason why I made this was because every time when I watch SpaceX launch, they split the screen. One is for inner engine. Another one is something like either a cut scene for their headquarters, like people were so excited, or cut scene from like far away, and you see like super small rocket like flying somewhere. So I couldn't get the overall look of how a rocket launch. So that's why I look up all the data, look up all their videos, and trying to figure out how a rocket launch. Basically, they have like a 2 to 3 stage, and they have a giant chunk of fuel, like fuel out with like, you know, rocket fuel. And then later on, after they send the little tiny dragon on top of it to almost approach to the space, then the fuel, you know, the chunk of fuel will kind of go back to Earth, and later on they can refill it, reuse it, so it can like reduce the you know, waste. So I think that is a pretty cool solutions for, you know, for launching rocket to, or like launching stuff to the space. Yeah, and this is kind of like an overview for people to kind of like see like the overall structure or overall process for a rocket launch, and see actual ISS in front of you, and you can see the detail of each part. Unlike if you just watch the video, you probably couldn't really see like, oh, I want to see the bottom part, I want to see the wing part. You probably couldn't see, but by using AR, you can pretty much see the overall looking of some you know, big you know, space structure. So I think that's the difference between watching videos or reading books than compared to using AR technology. Yeah, so after launch, the game, I think I missed the deadline by a week after launching SpaceX simulation game. I got a lot of feedback. Some of my friends told me that, hey, Dom, we don't, like, I played one time and I don't want to play it again because I've already know what's going on. The game is so simple. It's just like click the button and at the end, like, oh, that's it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's kind of boring. I mean, I kind of want to make it a game, not really like, you know, just like, oh, click through and you kind of can see the 3D model and you can see the whole process. But I kind of want to make it, you know, more creative and make people keep coming back and learning more. So that's why I come up with my next game. And this scope of work is much, much bigger than my previous one. So yeah, and I asked some of my game developer friends. They told me like, oh, according to the scope of your work, it might take 4 years to develop this game. I was like, yeah, it's so good. 4 years, only 4 years. And you see, like right now we are in quarantine, right? Due to COVID, people, like I heard some doctors, they say this kind of situation, which kind of, you know, make everyone stay at home. This situation might last probably 2 to 4 years. So I would say like, yeah, that's perfect time. You know, I couldn't go anywhere. Why not? I just sit down every day in front of my desk and start building something, right? And I know a lot of people kind of they don't like this situation, but we what my take on is that I don't like this situation. I couldn't go out and eat nice food and meet friends, and I even cancel my membership in WeWork. I had a lot of good time and got a lot of good clients back in WeWork, but now I don't have anything. So what can I do? I mean, yeah, I think maybe we can accept this situation and then think about maybe God wants us to kind of stay at home and deal with ourselves, right? Before, we don't want to deal with ourselves, so that's why we keep going out and hang out with friends, and then we kind of feel good. But right now, if you can only stay at home and everything is limited, and how can you use this special time to do something that you might not do in the past but you always want to do? So I think this is a good time to kind of develop your own software, to kind of like start doing something that you kind of always want to do, since you couldn't really go out and meet friends, right? You kind of save this time for yourself. But after the COVID is over, like probably 2 to 4 years, we kind of find a cure, or we kind of do something that can guarantee we can go out and be safe. Yeah, after 2 to 4 years, everything is safe, then we can go out, with something that you've already accomplished. So I told my friends that, yeah, 4 years is nothing. I can kind of lay a brick perfectly each day. And after 4 years, since we do nothing at home, we just watch more Netflix, right? Why not use those time and start working on something that you always want to do? So that's why I was like, okay, no problem. And then my concept was that, yeah, I want to do something for science. And when I was really, really young, yeah, I'm 34 years old. I mean, I would say half of my age, probably like 13, 14 years old, first time, study periodic table. I read all the elements. And then during the time, my mind, I can see a lot of monsters out of the elements. For example, like water monster, or like an oxygen monster, hydrogen monsters. I can see like all the elements, and they become monsters, and they have like special characters. So yeah, that was stuck in my mind when I was really young. So when I memorized all the characters or characteristics of each elements, I kind of use the monster. Yeah, I kind of like trying to kind of like imagine they are monsters and they are kind of fighting each other, and they combine and mingle and become another monster. So that was my previous experience. And then I think a few years ago, I was so into Pokemon Go. I remember when because I had a friend, he was so into Pokemon Go as well. We always compare how many monsters we caught. And then we kind of like, he showed like, oh, I have those monsters. He always show off his inventory and show like, oh, I have those monsters, and I caught from somewhere. And then, yeah, one day I really want a Pikachu, because I haven't got any Pikachu. I feel so sad. I was like, I need to have at least one Pikachu. And then I go to Google and I search, and the search result was that, oh, Pikachu, you can find a lot of Pikachus around Irvine. So that's why I drove from I would say North Hollywood. During that time, I live in North Hollywood, and then I drove to Irvine after work, probably around evening, and I was wandering around the street of some certain areas, and I caught some Pikachus. I was so happy. And then I memorized a lot of cool monsters, characters, and like how they become like, like those characteristic, I remember everything. And I was thinking about how about like I remember a lot of stuff, but those stuff didn't really help for my real life, right? And I was thinking about how about making something really useful, make them monsters, and by playing it, the user kind of or the player kind of remembers something that is really useful, and by like after a long time, and those like well imprint in their brain, and actually they learn something useful. For example, like Pikachu, if Pikachu can be a hydrogen, having a hydrogen characteristics, then when I remember Pikachu or when I remember his skills, I also remember some part of truth in hydrogen. I mean, that would be wonderful. And if somehow that the battle, the combination of battles are kind of, echo in science, and people master in those, they master in science or chemistry as well. So that's why I was thinking about, this is kind of like, it's great because people learn something without being forced, right? And then they because it's kind of like you play something, and after you master it, and you kind of master in useful subjects in real life, without because before I play some science game, it's really boring. It's just like interactive, like, oh, you put this, you put that, oh, it comes with that, and later on you will get a lot of quiz, right? For example, like the teacher always want to see what you have accomplished, right? So I would say it's kind of sorry, I have to oh yes, someone just joined me, make it okay, cool. Yeah, okay, so so that's why I think it is so important to kind of like make something which is high educational and high entertainment at the same time. So we can learn something, play something, and then make as many mistakes as we like, because it's a game, right? It's a game. And then we kind of do a lot of, I think game and education, they are a little similar. In games, you need to do a lot of things, accomplish, kind of like go through hell and then win something, and you feel like, after playing the game, after you win a battle, you feel so satisfied. And then as for education, it's the same thing. It's kind of like start from easy to a little hard level, and then similar to game, right? You battle with like easy monster, and later on you kind of fight with the hard monster, you fight boss, right? And similar to education, you start with easier one, and then later on you kind of learn something, and later on you kind of take the harder tasks, right? Kind of scar for, like you build your foundation, and later on you kind of do something harder than before. So I think they can definitely be combined together. Okay, so the current problem for middle school and high school students is that, you see like all those lectures, textbook, and all the experiments are not as compelling as, some other subjects such as art, music. So that's why you see like you need to remember the periodic table by heart, and then those require a lot of, like memories, and those are not fun. And the reason why I choose art as my career was because I didn't like those, science, textbook, math, those types of stuff. So so I was thinking about, this is kind of a problem. But if we can make those fun and creative, using different way to convey the concept, the same main concept, then that would be great. Maybe we can attract more people to go and pursue science, right? So the solution was to utilize popular technology to connect teenagers' interest with their education. Learning and playing, they can coexist together, and people can feel so much fun and while learning something really useful. So that's what I think for this game, Starshine game. So our mission statement will be Starshine allows teenagers to explore, innovate, create, and learn science by playing an AR game. So we want them actually learning and actually combining different monster or fight different monster, and they can see after the battle, they can get some different detached elements. And those elements are the actual science facts. So keep them engaging and keep them learning. And also it's systematic. It encouraged them like long-term learning and keep coming back. For example, like Pokemon Go, right? There are so many monsters and there are so many small stories. So it kind of make you come back again and again. And each time you kind of learn different things, do different things, and study different things, and achieve different levels. So that's why I think this is a really, really good, kind of like a really, really good way of doing things. So yeah, and connect. Later on, this game, we will create leaderboards. So if like friends, like teenagers, they can show off like, oh, I have so many, you see, I've already collect those monsters. How about you? What did you collect? Or they can share their experience, and later on, we want them to kind of create their own monsters. Yeah, and this is the market size. We got like a 76.6 billion mobile game industry dollars in mobile game industry. By the end of 2020, 12% increase from the last year. So yeah, so you see, like this is a pretty big industry, and especially due to COVID, kids are forced be at home, right? So parents have to do a little bit of homeschooling after online class with their teacher. So rather than letting them playing some games, kind of like violent or having bad influence for their kids, they probably want to pick some fun educational game. So while their kids are playing, they learn something out of the game. So that's how I view Starshine, is that you have fun and you learn something at the same time. It's like one stone kills two birds. So yeah, and this mobile game industry is growing. Yeah, and then later on, I want to do AR first, and later on, after 1 or 2 years, when Apple launched their AR glass, we can migrate this mobile game experience to glass experience. So yeah, so this is kind of like my thought. And then right now we have 203 million mobile gamers. Yeah, so it's roughly 70% of the whole the populations. So yeah, and then yeah, for the gamers, and then from 2017 to 2021, game-based learning, we see this industry is kind of like expected to grow around 251%. So it's a pretty big industry as well. And then right now, Pokemon Go is the second most game played and the fast ever growing game on the App Store. Right now, they got like a $3 billion kind of like download revenues. And then, so I think the whole business model for Starshine is going towards similar to Pokemon Go. Like you download it free and you play it. Once you really want to, for example, like, oh, I want to upgrade my some of my monsters, then you can do the in-app purchase. But yeah, but it's kind of like there's a story and there's some fun game mechanics for you to learn. Yeah, so target audience, before I put 12 to 17 because I think this might be a cool game. But right now, you know, kids, if you talk with kids, I think 5 years old, 6 years old, they've already mastered in all the easy games. So I'm thinking about maybe we don't need to kind of like too limited, only teenagers. We can probably go a little younger and see maybe they can kind of fall in love with the game. I don't know. We can try. And before it was more teenagers, but now we kind of broaden the age to a little younger, like elementary to teenagers. And we are targeting on someone who loves science. I mean, love science. If they love the game, they probably love science. Yeah, so love science, love games, love creativities, and love compete with their friends and love sharing. Also, we want to invite female audience. More and more women, they enter STEM education. So yeah, so we want to kind of encourage women to learn more about science. And this game, first, we were thinking about, yeah, maybe we start with the table of elements, and later on we can do, if this game do well, then we can move to, like, for example, like life science, physics, space education, and different types of education. We can use XR to kind of we can integrate with XR technology and kind of enhance this this science area, or yeah, education. So yeah, so those are kind of like we want to branch out. Competitor metrics. Yeah, so you see, Pokemon has a lot of entertainment value, right? It's so fun, but the educational level was really low. We remember a lot of monsters, but those monsters didn't really help us in everyday life. However, like the opposite one was Kerbal Space. Kerbal Space, I downloaded. They partner with NASA, and then they made it super, I would say, professional. When I play it, I have to watch a lot of YouTube videos and teaching me, but I learned a lot of useful technology, such as, for example, if you launch a rocket, you want to go to the moon, right? You are not shooting directly to the moon. Instead, you need to shoot to the orbit, and that the Earth's orbit, move you to the moon. So it's a really different thoughts for me, and then I learned a lot. But that is so hard to play. I mean, I saw the target audience and I saw a lot of kids comments. I feel like those kids are so smart. They are probably like Elon Musk kids, you know, like those kids, it's like it's so complicated, and it requires a lot of professional technology or knowledge backgrounds. So that's why I was wondering if is that possible to make Kerbal Space a little easier. It's just like you need to combine or assemble a rocket, and those rocket you can see all the different, you know, professional elements, and it's all real data. But I have to Google like different elements and see what's going on so I can finish reassembling a rocket. Yeah, I think that part was pretty intense. And especially the whole Kerbal Space goal was to run a rocket launch business. So you have to kind of finish a lot of different missions and earn a lot of money. And in order for you to kind of create another civilization or something, it feels like, wow, this is kind of like make all the kids becomes a business, like becomes new junior, Elon Musk Junior. You know, it's like that. And I think maybe we can kind of make it a little easier to entry, or, you know, kind of like having the kids version and start to become like really professional, or a lot of like, you know, like professional knowledge. So I think Kerbal Space definitely has a lot of great stuff, but it just really hard with a lot of dry knowledge in order to create your own alien civilization. This is great. And something in between, I find out Minecraft and No Man's Sky. When I played No Man's Sky, it was like, wow, this is so good. I learned a lot of, like, for example, like FE, right? FE was, you know, iron, because I have to shoot different elements, right? And then while shooting elements, I learn the fact of each stuff that I create. And those stuff are the actual science, based on actual science. So I learned a lot of science facts on No Man's Sky. So I was thinking about, yeah, but you know, I just keep shooting and kind of exploring the different planets. Is there any kind of, maybe we can enhance more storyline on No Man's Sky? So that's why I was thinking about maybe we can integrate both, like both really high educational and high entertainment. So that's why I put Starshine on the high entertainment value and both high educational value. Yeah, and if you see competitor analysis, you can see like, yeah, Pokemon Go, yeah, you probably couldn't really customize your monsters. It's all designed by Nintendo, or yeah, Nitonic, or I don't know the company, but by Pokemon Company. And then, but as for Starshine, you can pretty much customize it. We are going to launch the AI mode in the real life, AR AI mode in the real life. For example, in real life, you can open the camera and you aim something. For example, you aim a glass of water, and then by AI recognition, it will generate a lot of data. For example, the AI camera will see, oh, this is water, oh, this is glass, this is something, and it start learn the environment. And AI will generate monsters on its own, and you can create this monster and you catch it, and then you can rename it. So it has different form and different facts. So this is what I was thinking, that you can catch monsters, generate your own monsters by on your own in your real environment, which will be really interested, yeah, for people to play. And then social aspects, you can pretty much share your experience with friends. And educational, you can share a lot of different educational stuff. Yeah, after playing it, you can learn something, and it's fun. Yeah, so you can see the compare chart. We want to have all those features. Yeah, and while our competitors, they have some of them, they have a part of them, but we wish we can have all of them. Yeah, so revenue model, before I joined some pitch event, some people suggest me that, we didn't really see a lot of different revenues. We only see the in-app purchase, which maybe you can have more revenue models. So if something didn't work, you can just kill it. So yeah, so the first one is immediately we will make it. It's the, I have to manually do this. Okay, yeah. So yeah, immediately revenue we will be in-app purchase. So you can pretty much buy items or upgrade items or buying some different objects. Reoccurring, maybe later on we can do the subscription model, can do membership, monthly subscription. And long term, maybe we can partner with schools, commissions, and design all the games for different school science curriculum. So yeah, so those are the revenue models for the game. And then financial projection. Yeah, so the first year we might start putting our time and effort and money to develop the game. So this year, next year will be development. Next year will be starting. We will launch our game at the end of 2021. So 2022 we can get some profits by kind of like getting more users and getting some in-app purchase kind of revenue. And by 2023, which is the third year, we kind of want to branch out and get more users, and possibly we want to run a crowdfunding campaign so we can get the game out there. So yeah, we are planning to raise for next year around like 500K. So and then the majority of the fee goes to the product development. Yeah. And then milestone. Yeah, right now we finished the pitch deck. Game demo, we finished part of it. We finished kind of, I would say 30% of game battle. Because after I post on LinkedIn, there are a lot of people that get me feedback, and I invite them to Starshine Discord. Later on, I will show you the link. If you are interested in giving me feedback, feel free to join the Discord. I will keep posting my progress so you can kind of see it and giving me feedback. And then when the game launch, you will be the first one to play and then probably get some promotion discount. So yeah, feel free to join the Discord, the Starshine Discord. And right now I did a little bit of story and the overall, I would say the overall structure of the wireframe. Game design document, just little bit, and game development kind of aligned with game demo. And next year will be kind of improvement of some parts of the game and start doing a little bit marketing and fundraising. And we will launch the beta test game next March. And after 2022, we are going to have our fundraising campaign like Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign. And we will also do the marketing and possibly partnership with some other schools. Yeah, those are the previous tractions before I mentioned from NASA event. Yeah, so those are, we got like 500K views, 200K likes on both IG, FB, Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn platform. So this is so far I have. Click sodium, chlorine, and then you got salt, right? And then people suggest me to have actual module and animate, make them combine together and become salt. And then at the end, you will win something because you catch, for example, you catch the water monster, and you will, after you fight it, you probably get, maybe you can get the recipe of making the water monster, but you can get like water, and then you can get hydrogen, some part, detached, some different modules. So, and then which will kind of storage to your inventory. Yeah, so this is another one which I did the story part of inventory. So when the main character kind of walk around the open, I wouldn't make it open world, maybe just like one scenario, and you can kind of collect along the way. This is just game mechanics, so you can see pretty much you can collect stuff in your inventory, and you can save and restore once you kind of reopen the game. So those will save into your inventory and having some storage. Okay, so thank you, and feel free to join our Discord, because I will post a lot of updates on Discord. So this is Starshine Discord. Yeah, discord.gg and then RHSJP6Z. So this is pretty much my presentation. So do you have any questions or any feedback? Feel free to ask any questions. Yeah. Anyone?
Can we see the link for the Discord again, please?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Right now I have one person to join, which was from let me put on chat. Where's the chat? Okay. Yeah. This is feel free to join and then give me feedback, and you will get the cool. Thank you. And then anyone has any feedback?
Well, thanks for sharing your journey. This is Sushant from India.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean you want to be the social media?
No, I'm Sushant from India.
Okay. Yeah, hi.
Yeah. So,
hi.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks for sharing this journey. And actually, we are already a LinkedIn Connect. So I'm sorry I couldn't join you earlier. I just joined in between your seminar. And but if it's possible to see your recording, and then I'll connect back you again, and would love to see it more about you. But thanks for explaining in so detail, because I'm from digital advertising, so I've been using gamification as a social media angle for the brands, and this is something new I'm very much looking forward. So I think your session really helped.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, and then any feedback or what do you think? Yeah.
Well, I think it was good. Actually, I missed the initial part, so I do not know what's the context. But though the journey of the gamification, the way you have explored things, I think that was quite great. And maybe I think that was quite good in compared to understand from all the angle, from business, from creative, from strategy, from ideation. As it was a holistic review, so I think that was a great understanding. Listening from you.
Cool.
That helps people to think 360, and that's a good one.
Yeah. I think because my background is designer, and then for me, I think organize all the information and make it a strategy was kind of like my challenge. So that's why I use this opportunity to kind of put all my thoughts into an organized strategy. And so I know what I'm doing, right? Because usually we like to jump into project and start making things, but we cannot go far because we don't know our direction. But once you spend probably 1 month and sit down and see like this is my 1 month goal, 5 months goal, 1 year goal, 5 year goals, 10 years goals, and you kind of can know the direction, and you can kind of keeping doing it, because I believe strategy and final execution, they are hand in hand. You couldn't really like, oh, I just do strategy and you kind of spend 1 year and make a perfect deck, perfect strategy, but nothing has been done. But you cannot do like, oh, I just keep doing a lot of cool game mechanics and then not knowing where you are going. So I think two of them, maybe 50%, 50%, and every month, every 2 months, every 3 months, you kind of change or improve both of them a little bit. So you kind of have some goals. You kind of change, improve while you are working on it. So so that's kind of the strategy. Yeah,
that's really good. Even me being from design background also, and I'm a design director in India.
Cool. What do you do?
Well, though we already connected on LinkedIn, I have already dropped you a message. We are old friends over there. But I'm a design director in Publicis Sapient. It's a digital agency, a service-based agency. But previously, for 10 years, I was working into digital advertising, and over there, for the brands, we used to use a lot of gamification methods to just promote their specific strategy or specific agenda from time to time. So earlier, when AR was not that much possible, I'll share sometime my journey. There was when Google Street View was new, we utilized a Google Street View as a gamification purpose and made people to travel around 150 cities all over the world. Then the same way, so those kind of things, when the tools were limited, now the the augmented reality coming into the browser based things, which was earlier a very challenge, because in browser you cannot bring the AR subjects, and it is because of Chrome has made it possible. Earlier it was slightly very hard. You have to make an app and then do. So my angle or gamification was mostly from the branding or communication or campaigning perspective. Just for a short time, okay, somebody has to play the game and win the game, and so the brands indirectly try to promote them way. So sometimes you need a gamification strategy, sometimes you do XYZ things. So but as a very long back, I started my career as a casino game artist. So I used to create graphics for slot games, which is Macau and all those places. In India, it's banned, so we cannot play the games because gambling is not done. But so it's kind of, so I was quite excited about your journey. So it was, thanks for sharing this journey from all perspective, and I would love to collaborate sometime with you. So I think there are only few people on the chat, so definitely
Yeah, I mean, definitely that. I mean, did you want to join my Discord? So maybe you can share like what your thoughts.
we can collaborate. We can
sure,
collaborate.
Sure.
We can talk offline sometime.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, cool. Sure. Any questions?
Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Not right now. Just look forward to your recording so that I can listen the first 30 minutes and then I can make more context. And if there is a question, I will definitely come back to you. I believe there will be some questions and queries, but let's see. Look forward.
Yeah, sure. Any questions from other people?
Dominique, question for you.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just a beginner. With all your knowledge of programming and AR, how would what direction would you push me to try and learn AR? Because right now I'm just in the rollerball tutorial, and I took a thing for teachers. Unity has for teachers. I'm an ex-teacher, so I took, they train you in on Unity, but you obviously know programming and C# because you wouldn't be able to get as far as you've done without knowing C#. So, but my question, to go back to the first question, is you understand AR and you understand, where would you start? Because there's Euphoria, that's kind of not as popular as it used to be, I don't think. There's AR Foundation, and there's the one that you were doing the Spark with, I haven't watched your videos. Maybe what I should do is watch your videos on YouTube. But I'm still, with all your knowledge, where would you go? Would you go to AR Foundation to try and learn that? where would you suggest you start to learn AR?
It depends on what goal you want to achieve. Like what goal? Like, do you have any goal or any project you want to make?
Well, right now, I'm an ex-science teacher, and I'm taking a class at a local university. We have to do a project for the class. So the goal right now is to make a project if I can before the class is over in 10 weeks. It just started. And in the previous class, I've had a class in virtual reality. So we covered, the usual beginning virtual reality stuff. So I have, after taking that class, a pretty good background of virtual reality. And I have, some knowledge of programming. The problem for me is C sharp, but I have to push myself in C sharp to learn that, quite obviously. But for my project that I'm doing this quarter for my class, I have to do something. And what do you think of Metaverse? Would Metaverse be a good place?
I mean, Metaverse was made for kind of like people who, like, I would say similar to Snapchat Lens and then Spark AR, but the difference is that like the Lens Studio, you can only publish Snapchat, and then Lens Studio, you can only publish Facebook and Instagram. And Metaverse, you can pretty much do the website, so you can kind of got a QR code and stuff will be in front of you. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, you can do Metaverse, and then maybe like, are you familiar with 3D model animation?
Yeah, I worked with 3D printing and stuff like that, and I've worked with scanners. And a long time ago, I took a course in 3D Studio, and there's Blender and stuff like that. So I can, go that direction. What do you think of Blender?
Oh yeah, I mean I use Maya. I mean some blenders technique. I mean the shortcut, because when I first learned 3D software, I remember I was working in a game studio and I asked the boss, the CEO, I asked him like, hey Sam, which software do you suggest, Blender or Maya? Because I want to learn. And he said, oh, Maya. Maya is kind of like the pipeline of professional game industry in the professional game industry. So if you learn Maya, you can kind of adapt to the whole pipeline. So that's why I learned Maya first. And later on, I kind of watched some Blender tutorial and I want to go Blender. But because Maya was imprinted in my head, so I kind of couldn't, I kind of used the wrong shortcut key. I know in Blender, you can have a preference and you can set, oh, I want Maya's shortcut key. But I just feel like, oh, the interface is not the same as Maya. So I went back to Maya, just to make my life easier. So I tried Blender. I know a lot of people are big fans of Blenders, but since the first software that I learned was Maya, so I find Maya was easier for me. Yeah.
Well, thank you. That's what I was looking for. And but going back to AR again, what program you're saying go to Metaverse for?
Yeah, I mean, Metaverse, you can pretty much make, for example, like I don't know what you want to achieve. If I I need to use Metaverse, what I would do is to put a 3D animation, like something is already there, right? And it animate itself. Then I will put in Metaverse and then go to the publish. And I can pretty much share the whole class or like share to people about your science, module animation, that part, I think Metaverse can do really well and you can publish immediately on the Web AR website, so everyone can access. I think that is what I would do. But if you want to make it an interactive games, very customized, I would suggest using Unity Foundation. Yeah, I mean, metaverse, I believe it will become really big, and then right now I think what I would do is to make like a simple interaction or 3D model animation on metaverse. That's great. As for the super complicated coding, C#, or like interactive, super customized, I would use Unity to do it, because Unity has been around since, I don't know, since forever. I feel like it has been a long time. And then I know Unreal is kind of AAA games. I haven't really mentioned it because all my friends, we use Unity, and Unity has a big, huge communities and a lot of plugins. So that's why if you want to make mobile games, I would definitely suggest Unity. But if you want to make AAA games, I would suggest you to use Unreal. Unreal has XR integration as well, but it's more for film, right? Cinema. You know, they can import 4K, like really high-end 3D model inside Unreal. Yeah, I use Unity, and then as for coding, if you have development background or computer science background, I don't think that's the problem. It's pretty much the same thing, but the, you know, some roles are, or like the way of writing stuff is, it's different, but it still have the same role, like for loop, for each, quarantine, right? I enumerator, right? Those stuff are the same. It's just like a different way of writing it. I believe if you have the development background, you can catch up really soon. So yeah, so I would say depends on how customized you want. And metaverse, yeah, because Julie Smithen and Alan Smithen, they are really good, like they are really good educators, and I believe they will implement really good interface for metaverse. Right now, I would use metaverse for more simple animation and publish right away. That's a great tool. But if you want to super customize, like an interactive game, different camera, something, and I would use Unity for now. Yeah.
Okay, the name that you mentioned, Smithson, if I remember correctly, they're the people who developed Metaverse, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah. They are the founder.
That's what I thought, because
Yeah.
that rang a bell.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one more question for you. You kind of given me direction here. You have tremendous knowledge of all the different groups besides, you know, that are very good for learning. What other group that you're off the top of your head would you recommend that I could learn from? You know, what is one of your favorite groups for learning AR and VR?
Oh, right now I learn everything through YouTube, and then because on YouTube I need to learn, because I don't have coding background, so I learn all the coding through YouTube channel. And every time when I watch some YouTube channel, and then there are some big, you know, Unity developers out there, like Breaker, I forget it, Breaky, I forgot the real name, but Breaker or Breaky, he was really big in Unity. So that's why I follow him. And then it seems like another one is called Code with Unity. And I watched the video, I find out it's amazing, and I joined the Discord. So pretty much, I think educator in VR, they have Discord. You can follow. Another one will be, I think there are so many learning channels. I discover a lot of them through YouTube. I watch the tutorials, and if I like it, usually if they have a big group, big community, they have a Discord community, and I just join. And some of them, I mean, usually for those communities, it's like asking a lot of nerdy questions, like, oh, this part is not working. Can you show me another like C# part or something, solutions? So I think that I would do. Or you can also join, for example, ARVRA. They have a big, huge communication on Slack. Yeah, and they have like a LA chapter. I think they just opened an LA chapter, which they will send you a lot of MailChimp to your emails every time they have events, online events. So ARVRA and AWE, you can kind of join it. Another one is I forget, ARVR seminar, global seminar. You can join my Discord. You see, did you see XReality Discord? A lot of people, they post events there, so you can just join the events.
Okay,
I just purchased the ticket. Yeah.
I will do what you told me, but
Yeah.
that one, was it create with Unity or code with Unity? Which one, you mentioned when you were watching YouTube thing?
Oh, Unity. Yeah, because I mean, I think code in Unity, and then Breaky. Let me find them out. I joined a lot of like different coding communities through YouTube. You just go to YouTube and you discover a lot of good contributors. And then, yeah, so let me see, Unity tutorial, Breaky, yeah, Breaky's, I think Breaky's, I really like his stuff. Let me share the link with you, Breaky, this one. And then another one will be Code in Unity. This one is great. Code in Unity. Oh, Code Monkey is great as well. Yeah, Code Monkey and Code in Unity. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of really good. Oh, Dimmer is good as well. You can follow him. Yeah, Dimmer is good as well. Yeah, I post everything on the chat, through the chat, and you can kind of like look at them and learn from them. I learned everything online. So you can go to Plura site. Before, I learned stuff from Plura site a lot. Yeah, Plura site. And then Unity has tutorial on its own. And then, oh, recently I subscribed this. I find it's great. Let me see.
Thorough site. So
Yeah.
I'll do what you told me.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, those are really, really good. And instead of taking a really expensive class, you can subscribe like a 20 or 30, $50 per month. And you can pretty much get, I would say, the same result or better result than, I don't know, than those class. So I think if you just want the skills, I think those are great. I think those are pretty good if you can knock everything out. And Unity has its own crazy big tutorials and communities.
Unity Premium is pretty good.
Yeah.
You're like a gold mine for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can go through those and probably bookmark, and you can learn more about uh, the resource. The good thing about Unity is that they have a big community, so you can kind of learn Unity. That's great. I think before Learn Unity was free for a few months. Right now, I don't know, but before it was free. So just take advantage of all the free online source, and you can kind of like learn more. And in the future, I was thinking about maybe in between different speaker events, I can have like a one or two, I don't know, maybe Unity workshop tutorials, events, in the future. Yeah. So maybe we can start with AR Foundation, and then
Yeah,
I think that would be
I think
great.
that will be helpful. That will be helpful,
Yeah, I
and
think.
can increase the community more. People who especially not from the coding background,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not from
and
coding background, so
and you understand the pain very well. So definitely you will pinpoint the same thing for us.
yeah, I think that would be great. And for me, the more people can join the XR community, the better. Because I
Yeah,
feel like we need more people to join it and create more content.
yeah,
And once 5G is coming, all the hardware, software is improving, then then XR will dominate,
yeah,
become another new media for all the communication. I'm so happy, and I'm expecting to see that um, XR be prosperous.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
just can you help me one small thing? I know it's got late, but what exactly is Discord in short? Because I missed the earlier part. So I just joined your invite and the app, and
Yeah, you mean what part? Can you say that again? I didn't
okay. So I'm
understand.
saying that what exactly is the Discord? Is
Oh,
it a Slack channel or what? Yeah,
Discord is kind of a community software.
yeah,
You probably need to
yeah,
download it first and join
yeah. I've
later.
done that.
Yeah. And did
It's
you?
it's look like Slack something.
Yeah, but it's for more like for gaming. Like you
Okay,
can pretty much link to YouTube. You can link Discord to YouTube, Twitter,
okay.
and then Twitch. Yeah, so
So
it's more.
is it a platform by you or is it a general
Yeah.
platform by?
Yeah, it's by somebody, but I find out because I feel like Slack is for work. I don't know. I just don't
Yeah,
feel Slack is for a community build. Slack is more for
yeah.
work. So that's why I kind of, maybe in the future I will create a Slack channel, but right now it's more
Okay,
Discord channel. Discord is more
okay.
like, if you want to have any comment, any events, you just post, and then, or we
Oh,
have any news announcement, you can post.
yeah,
People want to share their progress and
yeah,
share
yeah.
their some comments. It's more like a discussion sharing
Mm.
platform. So just feel free to join our Discord, and you can get a lot of informations.
Sure, sure. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just join Discord and you will see future
Sure.
stuff. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then
Can yeah.
yeah.
So we will be sharing the recording of this call.
Oh, yes. I will
That will be
share
helpful.
the recording for this call. And I think one of the really good thing about online event is that I can record, and later on if people
Yeah,
miss it, they can watch it. I don't
yeah,
really
yeah,
mind
yeah,
how many people show up. All I care is that, you don't have to be on time. You can
yeah,
watch it according to your schedule.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
right now
yeah,
might be someone's midnight, right? For
yeah.
example, in
It's
China, it might be midnight. So
yeah. It's in India. It's 12 midnight.
yeah, right. So I mean, so it's great. Like online event, you can always see the recording, and especially with the community, you can pretty much track what's going on. So I think that would be great. And right now, I'm thinking about having like pitch events as well. So
Okay.
November we will have, like every month we will have pitch events. So you can go
Okay.
to XReality meetup and you can see if you want to pitch. You can just on Discord.
Okay.
You can just comment out. You can. I will put you on the pitch event. Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And yeah, anyone has any questions or anything? Cool. If there's no question, then I wish everyone have a great weekend, and we will stop from here. And next event will be on Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Because John, he wants kind of like having weekend off so he can have more time with his family. So that is probably the only one of the only event which is not on Saturday, but we have Saturday off. Instead we have Friday. So if you have time, feel free to join on the Friday section. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
So thank you.
Thank you.
And then see you or not seeing you when I see you or next week. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.